So another topic that's on everyone's mind is home price appreciation. We actually surveyed about 400 agents over the past month. And we asked these agents, what is the number one question that your buyers and sellers are asking you right now? And one of the top ones that definitely rose to the top of the list was what's happening with home prices? Where are home prices headed? So what I'm going to do today is break down today's home price appreciation because this is a really complicated topic, and I'm going to do my best to explain it. Because what we're hearing right now is home prices are appreciating, but we're talking about deceleration, and then we're seeing in some markets, sellers bringing their list prices down. There's a lot of confusing information out there, and I want to do my best to share this with you. So what we're going to start with is this quote from Mark Zandi, chief economist at Moody's Analytics. And he says, I don't think national housing prices will decline in a meaningful way, but there will be some price declines across the country. So what does that mean? Well, on average, nationally, we project that home prices will continue to rise. We're seeing that in expert projections. But at the same time, we also know that there are some overheated markets throughout the country, especially out on the West Coast, where there will likely be price declines. And you're probably seeing this in some of your markets right now. And so what I want to do today is bring context to this to show how home price appreciation is still expected going forward based on today's buyer demand and low inventory. But what does that mean in the grand scheme of things? And I think this chart, this graph that you've seen us use before really helps to articulate this. This is that appreciation is slowing, not depreciating. And that's where deceleration comes into play. So let me walk you through this. This is the percent year-over-year home price increases for 2022 so far. And this is data from CoreLogic. Latest data was just released. And so what you can see here is that year over year, January, February, March, home prices were still accelerating at a pretty rapid pace, record-breaking home price appreciation at the beginning of this year. But what has happened since then? We've come off that high of 20% year-over-year home price appreciation, and it's starting to cool. And that's what you can see, May, June, July. That's the deceleration in prices. So what this means is year-over-year, July, let's say July of this year compared to July of last year, home prices were still 15.8% higher on the national average compared to last year. But that's a slower pace than that high of over 20% that we saw at the beginning of the year, end of last year. So the pace of appreciation is slowing. That's deceleration. It's not depreciation where we would have negative price growth. But here's where it gets confusing, because in some markets, we're also seeing that, homeowners are dropping their list price, for example. So let's say you had a client whose home could have sold for $400,000 3-4 months ago. Well, now that home would only sell for $370,000. In that case, it feels like depreciation. And that's because home prices are measured in a couple of different ways. So year over year, what you're seeing here is continued appreciation at a slower pace. But month over month, we are certainly keeping our eye on that because that's what your clients are looking at. That's what they're feeling if they're thinking prices are going down. And so, we're going to keep our eye on this home price appreciation. We still know that there are plenty of buyers out there. There is still low inventory. We know that prices are, projected to continue rising, but at a slower pace. So we're going to keep our eyes on all of this. And truthfully, what this means is that, a year ago, the listing price was the floor of the negotiation. You could list a home, you could maybe list a little higher than what you thought it was worth. And then, buyers would still come in, multiple offers, bidding wars, bid the price up for a home. That was the floor of the negotiation. What's happening now as the market starts to shift is that the listing price is probably more of the ceiling of the negotiation. Buyers have a little bit more negotiating power. We're seeing changes month over month, and that's what we're keeping our eyes on. So home price appreciation is slowing, not depreciating on an annual basis.